I'm Dr. Ginevra. Thank you for joining me for day 2 of 30 days of my fibro life. This is my dog who's helpfully joining me. Her name's Nani. I was going to talk about topical pain relievers today because recently I've been doing a lot of gardening in kind of a condensed period of time because we had a little window of sunshine amongst many days of rain, and I had all these plants I needed to get in the ground. So for the past 2 days, I've been doing a lot of digging, gardening, and I was not able to take the kind of recommended breaks, which we all know we should do, this elusive concept of pacing, meaning, doing things stepwise, taking breaks in between, not feeling like you have to finish a project all at once. And certainly this can be useful, and we can pull it off with certain activities. Maybe vacuuming, you can pause and take a break, or just do one room at a time, or whatever. But with something that was kind of time sensitive, like this gardening issue, I wasn't able to do that. And so what that meant is that I have gotten pretty flared up in my forearms. That's a really common area of kind of localized hotspots of pain for me. I'm really feeling a lot of pain along this tendon and at the base of both thumbs, and really just kind of my whole forearm on both sides feels really tight and tense. So when that happens, I reach into my fibromyalgia topical pain toolkit, which for me includes diclofenac 1% gel. Got this from Amazon. It includes a magnesium cream. This is my magnesium cream, my Frida Botanicals line, but there's lots of other great magnesium options out there. And then this is my CBD balm, which has both CBD and then along with that a lot of anti-inflammatory herbs like arnica, comfrey root, etc. So for the issues I'm having today, what I usually would do is kind of for the more arthritis type pain, that's where I apply diclofenac, and I love this stuff. So it's kind of watery based. The challenge with it is really the smell. So I really liked the smell of the brand name Voltaren. It actually used to be a prescription in the US, and so the brand name, I mean, it had kind of a chemically smell, but they didn't like overdo it with fragrances. This, however, I got on Amazon. It's like Amazon's actual brand, and it has this really obnoxious, overpowering fragrance that I don't love, but it's so helpful to me that I use it anyways. So I kind of did just a light layering on both sides, really focusing on the arthritis type pain, and then also along my tendon. So I like to think of this as really good for muscle and joint pain and any itises. So tendinitis, plantar fasciitis, any kind of localized area of tendon or fascial inflammation. This can be really helpful. The one caution with it is toxic to animals, both dogs and cats. And for some reason, she's not doing it now, but usually when I apply this, my dog desperately wants to lick it. So you have to really be careful to keep it away from your pets. So then, I've put this kind of first layer on, and, for some people that might be enough. It definitely has a lot of benefit on its own, but I actually really like to layer products. So then the next thing I put on is my CBD balm, which is a lovely green magical goo. And I kind of put it over the same areas because it works differently. So I'm trying to kind of get different pain pathways. So CBD is more calming for kind of nerve irritation or inflammation. It's pretty good. It has some mild muscle relaxant activity. So for those areas where I'm feeling just really kind of tight and flared up, I'll put it there. Before bed, I always put it like on the back of my neck and on my jaws. It is green and it is oily. So, you want to apply and rub it in pretty well. I usually do it just before bed. So, I don't really care if my sheets get a little bit oily, but that's just me. If you apply it, rub it in enough, it won't really transfer anything to your clothes or bed, but I kind of lather it on, as you can tell. So I'm also, I think, at the same time giving myself a nice little massage. So the final product that I like to use, and I'm not going to put it on now because I've already put these two, and I found that combining all three of these, somehow the textures don't really work well. Putting Voltaren on first, or diclofenac, it's kind of water-based. It seems to absorb pretty quickly, and then an oily thing on top of that. But when I'm using magnesium, I'll usually do magnesium first and then CBD on top of that. So what magnesium is really good for topically is it's a good muscle relaxant. It is good for kind of calming nerves. It's really nice for things like restless leg syndrome or anything where there's kind of a cramping tightness feeling. It actually does have some mild effect on inflammation. So if you've got nerve pain, what I would probably use is more like this combo. If it's more like arthritis or kind of tendonitis, I would probably use this combo here. But just to show you the magnesium, so mine doesn't have any binders. It's really natural. So you have to, there's some separation that can happen. So you really have to kind of mix it a little bit and then squeeze it out here. So it's just kind of a nice, it's kind of a lotion based. And I think it smells nice. It has kind of a shea butter smell. And I am putting it on. What do you know? So actually kind of combines nicely, kind of smooths it out. Maybe I just discovered a new thing. I don't know. So magnesium topically actually is pretty interesting. Mayo Clinic did a study on transdermal or topical magnesium for fibromyalgia, and they found that it has really improved a lot of fibromyalgia symptoms, including pain. So I think the idea behind having these in your toolkit, certainly for the whole body fibro pain, it's not going to work as well. I've had patients joke like, well, it's great. The CBD balm is great, but I'd need to like bathe in it to get like overall relief. And that's where, maybe oral CBD could come in handy. But where I like these topicals is really for focal areas of inflammation, irritation generated by overuse, repetitive motion. So you can learn all about my favorite topical pain relievers, including some other brand options. I will put a link to my blog post about this, and it also has a link to that Mayo Clinic fibromyalgia study that I told you about. So the only final thing that I wanted to say is if you do have like a overuse tendon kind of injury like I have, I also like to do just some gentle kind of stretching. And sometimes I'll kind of do some rubbing like that, or you can do something called strumming the tendon, which can help with kind of healthy kind of healing and regenerative capacity so that tendon can heal itself a little bit faster. With that, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you tomorrow for the next day of my 30-day journey.